Monday and every Thursday. We want to thank you for hosting our meetings every Monday and Thursday to share this business with our guests, colleagues from across the African continent and from outside the continent. So I want to welcome all the guests. I especially want to appreciate all the mothers who are attending this meeting today. Yesterday was Mother's Day. I'm reminded of a story of a man who had a family of about 4 or 5 children, and when he came home, he knocked the door and the children ran and hugged him, and so he asked, "Where is everybody?" Then the children looked at him, "We are here." Then he asked again, "Where is everybody?" Then his wife appeared from the sitting room door and said, "There is everybody." So I want to welcome everybody to this meeting. The ladies, we appreciate you. I mean, all of us came from our mothers. So this presentation is directed to our guests, people who are not in the business yet and want to have a look at what we do so that they can make a decision to join this wonderful journey of the New Life business. So I want to welcome them. Sit down, take a pen and a paper, take notes, so that you can, when you leave this place, you can make a good decision. As Alan has said, my name is Pascal Oloo. I am trained as a civil engineer. I'm a Kenyan by birth, and Betty and I have been living in South Africa for the last 28 years. And the reason why Betty and I left Kenya specifically is to have a better life. Because of my training as a civil engineer, between 1990 and 95, 96, the Kenyan economy was going down, and one of the things that happens when the economy of your country is going down is government stop putting investment in infrastructure. And if you're an engineer like me, you need to find other ways to generate income. So we left Kenya, we came to Pretoria, and when I was growing up, my father used to say that the key to success is education, nothing else. I believe my dad, I went to University of Nairobi, did a course in civil engineering. When I finished, came to Johannesburg, enrolled for a postgraduate course in construction management. But when I finished, there was not a single increase in my income. And that really frustrated me because I had spent 2 additional years and an additional $4,000 to get a postgraduate qualification. Around that time, a friend of Betty called her and asked her if she would like to start a business from home. She said, yes, just tell us what to do. She went for a meeting. Although she said, I've never done any business before, but if it's something I can do from my house, let me have a look. So she went for the meeting. She came back. She explained to me. She didn't know all the details, but she said, I think this thing can work. Let's give it a try. So I asked how much it would take to start this business. We were told 425 Rand, which is equivalent of about, I think that was about $40. That's how Betty and I got started in this business. Our first check or commission in the business was $3, but after 7 months of hard work doing the business part-time, our income reached $1,000. That's when I made the decision to really pay attention to the business. So if you're a guest, just pay attention. We've been in this business just over 27 years now. And the reason we started is very simple. We wanted to make extra money. So if you're a guest, essentially there are 4 ways that people use to generate income. The first is called a job. This is when you work with somebody. At the end of 30 days, they pay you a salary. Or if it's a fortnightly payment, they pay you after every 15 days. I think sometimes it happens that you go some days without a salary because the world economy has become quite challenging. Another challenge with a job or employment is that because of advance in technology, artificial intelligence, and robotics, employers have found more efficient ways to generate business but using less people. So what happens is a lot of people lose their jobs. The second way that people use to generate income is called self-employment. This is when you start your own business, you borrow money, you mortgage your house, you get money from the bank or your life savings, you put in a business to provide a product or a service to the public, and in return you're paid for for the services you're providing or the product. The challenge with self-employment is that the business depends on your physical presence. If you're not there, no money comes, you don't generate any income. A very simple way to test whether you own a business or not is take some time, take 30 days, take 60 days from your business. If the business collapses, then you don't own the business owns you. Why? Because without you, you and the business seems to be the same person. The third way that people use to generate income is big business. These are people who invest huge capital, they employ lots of people, and with lots of people also you have a lot of labor issues. And this is not available to the ordinary person in the streets like you and I. Big businesses are companies like Safaricom PLC in East Africa, Vodacom or MTN in Southern Africa and West Africa, ShopRite Checkers, a retail company that has got about over 1,800 outlets around the African continent. So these are people who have got huge capital that invest in their business. The fourth way that people use to generate income is called investment. This is when you have money which is over and above what you need for your daily living, and you want to invest in a product or an instrument that gives you a return on your investment. Two things are required apart from the cash: knowledge and skill of investment. So what most people do is that they get somebody who is experienced or skilled in investments who do it on their behalf. But the question is, of these four ways, which of them gives access to the ordinary person on the streets to create wealth? Before you find out which one it is, I think the ideal business needs to have the following criteria in order to create wealth or in order to build wealth. Number one, you need very low capital to start. In our business, you need between $60 and $100 to start a global business. So the way it is structured, it gives access to the ordinary person in the streets who is willing to work hard to generate wealth. The second criteria is you need to get involved in distribution of goods and services. Why? Because this is what people need. Companies come into existence to provide a product or a service to the public, and they provide it through a system of distribution. That's how wealth is generated. So you need to get involved in distribution. And the other thing is, which leads me to step number 3, is you need to have a global reach. If you want to provide service to many people, you need a business that has a global reach. That means you need to be able to do business in different markets around the world. Our company does business in over 50 countries around the world. In Africa, we do business in 14 countries. And we have a population base of 450 million people in these 14 African countries. The fourth element is you need leverage. Leverage simply means you find a way to multiply your time and your effort to generate income. What does that mean? You and I have 24 hours a day. If you sleep 8 hours, you work 8 hours, the rest you travel, you spend time with your family, you have meals. If you're depending only on the hours that you put in the work that you do, you'll never be wealthy. Why? Because you miss a very important element called leverage. Leverage simply means you learn how to multiply your time, your effort, and the money you use to generate business by cooperating with other people. Banks do it all the time. That's why they open branches. Retail shops doing all the time. That's why they open retail stores in different locations. The fifth element is you need consumable, high-quality products. Why? Because they have a repeat sale. You see, you and I use soap every single day, and when it's finished, you go and buy some more. It is something consumable, and it has a repeat sale because people buy and use. A pair of shoes is not consumable. A jacket, a shirt, a dress, those are not consumable. These items already have a big market. What about if you have a product that is consumable that people have to use all the time. That's a secret of a successful business because it has a repeat sale. Then you need a business system. A business system simply means you have tools, procedures, equipment that you put into your business and you teach the people in your business to use so that you, as the owner of the business, you don't have to be present when the business is being conducted. And your system has to be simple that it becomes easy to teach the people who work with you. And the last element is you need timing. Timing is very critical in our business, is because if you start the business at the wrong time, it doesn't get traction. Either it's too early on the curve or too late. That means the market has already been captured. So, what is network marketing? What is this business that we're talking about? Network marketing is a system of distribution of goods and services, where a manufacturer like Neolife, our company, takes the product to the consumer through only one middle person, called a distributor. In traditional business, between a manufacturer and the consumer, you have between 5 and 17 different middlemen who keep adding to the cost of the product, and who pays for it? It's the customer. So in our business, we don't have advertising, we don't have wholesalers, we don't have retailers. All the money that the company would have paid all these middle people is what is paid to distributors like myself. Products are explained to customers so that when customers buy a product, they are buying with full and good and reliable information that they're buying product to suit their need. The products are researched and developed on your behalf. What that simply means is that although you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. Why? Because the company is supporting you to grow your business. Think about this. If you want to start any traditional business, you need to design the product, you need to get the raw materials, you need to do research and develop the product, you need to do quality control, you need to warehouse the products, you need to register the products in different markets around the world before you actually start the business. In this case, all that has been done for you. So you're partnering with a global company that has more than 50 years experience. Your job is to create a market or a group of people who use the products. There are no qualifications required in this business except three things. Number one, you need to have a desire for success. Number two, you need to be teachable. And number three, you need to work hard. If you have these three things going for you, you're going to be very successful in the business. Now, this company was started in 1958 by Jerry Brasfield. Jerry Brasfield, as a teenager, had very serious asthma, and his mother gave him natural remedies. And when he felt better, he decided to share this idea with the people in his small town called Porterville in California. That's how the dream of this business started. 65 years later, Neolife is a global business. But why has Neolife lasted all these years? Because we believe in certain basic fundamental principles, corporate principles. Number one, absolute honesty and integrity. We believe we need to tell our customers the truth about our business and about our products. We need to deal with integrity with the public and with our customers. The second element is people are number one. The most important resource of our business is people. If you don't have people, you don't have a business. The third element is products that work. Neolife has put together a group of scientists whose job is just to develop high-quality products. We've got people with manufacturing qualifications, biochemists, doctors to do with nutrition, with the herbal preparations. We've got top scientists in different fields that come together as a scientific advisory board so that when the products leaves the company to the public, it has been tested and certified that it is the best in their category. The fourth element is it is an equal opportunity for everybody. Everybody starts the business at exactly the same level. Whether you're a man or a woman, whether you are old or young, whether you're an employee or an employer, whether you're an accountant, an engineer, a plumber, a builder. People from different backgrounds join the business, and everybody has got the same chance for success. And the last element is you need to have a long-range vision. Neolife started in 1958 in the USA, came to South Africa in 1971, East Africa 96, 97, in West Africa the year 1999, the year 2000. This is the time the company started in different regions. We've got people in our business who have been doing this business for over 45 years, some over 30, some over 20, some over 10 years. So you need to have a long-range vision if you're going to succeed in our business. Now, why do people start this business? People start this business for so many different reasons. Some start the business because they want a better life for their children. They want to take care of their parents. They're sick and tired of their job and they're looking for something different. Some people start the business because they want to buy better homes. Some start the business because they want to buy good cars. Some start the business because they want to have holiday homes. Some start the business because they want to make money. I think very many people start the business just to make money. Just a little money, but when they realize what the business can do, it becomes an obsession. They really build a good business and to earn considerable amount of income. I think it's important for us to know how to make money because money controls, money helps us in everything. I know it's not the most important thing, and so is oxygen. Because if you don't have money, you can't do anything. All of you are attending this presentation because you bought data or you bought some contract with Wi-Fi. You have a device that you need money to be able to connect and attend this presentation. So money is very important. Some people start the business because they want to be physically fit and healthy, so they take the product just to be healthier than they were before. You're going to partner with a company which is more than 60 years old, operates in over 50 countries from around the world, and is supported by the Scientific Advisory Board. We have 4 ranges of products in our business. What are these ranges? The first is called the Golden Home Care range. These are products for cleaning the bathroom, the kitchen, the toilet, the tiles, anything in your home that requires cleaning, we've got the products for you. The second range is a personal care range of products. These are things like hair shampoos, hair conditioners, hand and body lotion, things that you need to make yourself look neat and smart. The third range is the skincare products. The skincare products, we've got the top range of products in our company, things to cleanse and detoxify your skin, protect your skin from the elements, to balance and invigorate your skin, to nourish, to protect it from moisture loss, to balance, it's not too dry and not too wet. So you've got a very good range of products in our business. And the last range is the healthcare range. This is the highest selling range of our business because your greatest wealth is your health. Now, how does this business work? This business works when you do 3 things every day. They're called 3 daily success habits. The first one is use the products. All of us who are in the business, we use the products every single day. Betty and I have been using this product for the last 27 years in our home. If you want something for cleaning, we buy from Neolife. If you want supplements for our health, we buy from Neolife. We want to buy skincare products, anything that you need for home use, we only buy from Neolife. Because whether you're in this business or not, you're going to buy a similar range of products from somebody. So doesn't it make sense to support your own business? The next reason you need to use the product yourself is the people you're going to recommend the products to want to know that you also believe and use what you're recommending. Now, Neolife is registered in over 50 countries from around the world, and each country has got a different currency. So to standardize the business, the company uses the PV or the point value system. Let me say you use 100 PV, which is about $160 in value. Use 100 PV in a month, the products you use in your home. The next thing you need to do every day is to share the business opportunity. That means you introduce other people to be users and promoters of the products. In this example, you introduce 6 people, plus yourself to give you 700 PV. Your income is about $45, you become a manager. The next thing you do is you teach the people you brought in to do what you do also. If you do, the person on the top right corner introduces 2 people, and each of those 2 introduce 2 others, they have generated a 700 PV unit, plus the other 6 gives you 1,300, and your income is about $90 a month. That's a profit plus commission or bonuses. The next thing is you teach all these people you brought in to do what you have done. That is to introduce other people and teach them to also promote the products. If these 6 people use 700 PV each, plus the 100 PV gives you 4,300 PV, you become a director and your income is about between $580 and $700 a month. Okay? And then if you want to grow the business bigger, you need to be aware that some people will not join your business. Some will join, some will not. The ones who don't join become your customers. And out of them, you make a profit of about 20%. Because these people are not in the business, they buy through you from the company and you make a net profit of 20%. The third thing you do in our business is personal development. Personal development simply means that you take time to learn through the support system that your leader teaches, gives you access to, training, support, personal development, attend conferences, you attend seminars, you attend weekend rallies, conventions, weekly training, you've got CDs, you've got books to read so that you can become a good business leader. If you want to earn more money in this business, help somebody else you brought into the business also reach a director level. If you have one more person become a director and you reach what is called a SAFA director level, your income is about $1,000 a month. If you have 3 people become directors, you become a Ruby director, your income is about $2,000 a month. If you have 6 people become directors, your income goes way over $5,000 a month. So if you want to be more successful, just help other people become successful in this business. So at this juncture, I want to invite our guest for the evening. He is a very, very successful distributor in our African continent. In fact, he's one of the most successful business leaders on our African continent. I have known this gentleman for over 27 years. He's been my mentor's mentor. So it's a pleasure for me to invite Mike van Deventer, all the way from Cape Town. Mike, can you hear me?
Yes, Pascal, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. It is such a pleasure to join you this evening. And before I get going, I just want to commend Pascal and Betty for weekly putting in the effort to do this presentation and to do that in support of many people who are on this call who are not necessarily of their own team. And that is so part of the Neolife spirit that we should think in terms of supporting each other. We are all Neolife, although we are different teams. And in uplifting each other, we uplift the whole of Neolife and we make it attractive to people. And then to Alan and the rest of the staff at Neolife who coordinate these meetings, thanks guys, you're doing such a good job. And you know, without Neolife and its staff and all the support they give us, we would be nowhere. And although we live in times when even while COVID is more or less gone, we're still suffering the effects of product supply, product support, and that kind of thing. But I can tell you that Neolife is a company that goes out of its way to make sure that we have the best quality at all times. And when a product is not available, it's not because the company is slack. It's just because of factors outside of our control. So I assume there are some new people on this call, people who've never seen the business. I want to let you understand that everybody who is in the business, newish people, but also us oldies like myself who've just clocked 40 years in the business, we all started where you starting. We all had to look at the business. We all had to make a decision. Shall we do it or not? I just thank God that we, in spite of the fact that we couldn't afford to start, that I realized that we couldn't afford not to get going. I had to borrow the money to start. I didn't have money. That was the reason why we started. And I shudder to think what would have happened, where we would have been had we not said yes to the opportunity. It's changed our lives so dramatically. We have 4 children. I could educate them fully. At the time when we looked at Neolife, they weren't even in school yet. And my salary only took us halfway through the month. So I don't know how I would have been able to afford getting them even this through school, let alone university afterwards. And then something that's very fresh in my mind is we've just on Saturday come back from Istanbul, which was a very, very exciting venue or city to visit. And, I remember so well when we were new, we just joined the business. We attended a Saturday afternoon training. We had to travel 120 kilometers to get there. And I saw people with the bigger pins, people who have achieved, people who've been traveling. And I looked at this and I thought, oh, that's okay for them, but it'll probably never happen for us. Now, I'm so happy to admit that I was wrong. That's one of the times in my life where I'm happy that I was wrong. Because it turned out that as this business started opening up for us, it far exceeded our expectations. We started with my thought of just making a little bit of extra money. You see, because of our 4 children, my wife stopped teaching. And as I said, my salary was just not enough. So what happened is that I thought, well, if my wife through selling Super 10 and LDC and G1, which was the sort of the main products those days, if she could make us just an extra couple of R100, I don't know what it would be in your money, but small amount, that would have helped. But a fortunate thing happened. We joined in May 40 years ago. Had to borrow the money to join, as I said. And then my sponsor and his sponsor, who sadly both quit eventually, they said, well, there's this convention coming up in Durban, which is about 1,000 kilometers from where we lived. Said, you've got to go to this. I said, well, I can't. I haven't got money. It meant 2 nights in a hotel. But I think God moved me to take this step. Obviously, I borrowed the money from the bank and I went to this convention. And this is, I believe, the reason why I am still here this evening and why many thousands of people are in the business, including Pascal and Betty and many others. Because had I not had the impressions that I got at that convention, I might also have quit the business. Because you see, when you join, you're not going to be rich overnight. When you join, it's sometimes a bit of a struggle because this is something new. You don't really know what to do. You haven't got the confidence. People ask you a silly question and you don't know what to say, and you get the impression this isn't going to work. You talk to the first number of people and they might all say no. And you think, oh, how is this ever going to work? So, when you're new in the business, you're very fragile. And so we were very fragile, but then I'm so happy that I went to this convention, because what I saw there was what kept us in the business. See, I was in full-time church ministry. So for one thing, I wanted to be sure that this business is morally good. And what I saw at this convention really blew my mind. There was about 5,000 people of all races. Now, in 1983 in South Africa, we still were very deep in apartheid. But here was an event, and I don't know how the company managed to get that done, where all races were together in a sense of harmony. I sensed the love in that group. And, I asked myself, why isn't it like this in the church? That's how overpowering this impression was. And I saw people from the poorest part of our country earn money that no Mzungu I knew was earning. And I thought, well, there's much more to this than I thought. So from that, we made a very slow start, because I was still in the ministry. I was, in fact, a chaplain in the army. I worked very, very long hours during the week, and then obviously still over the weekend as well. So we made a very slow start and just kept at it. I kept going to events. I went to annual conventions far away, not because we had the money, but because I needed that inspiration, and I sought that inspiration. Now, having said that, for everybody on this call, if you haven't considered going to the Impact Summit, which I think is in August in Dar es Salaam, you should really do that. Don't make an excuse saying you haven't got money. Go and sell products, build a business, save money, borrow money, do whatever you have to do, because you need that kind of exposure, seeing the bigger picture, seeing what the company really is up to, because that inner motivation will help you push through difficult times, and difficult times will come. You see, people sometimes, it seems to me, think that when they join New Life, this is now sort of, almost in heaven. Everything is going to go smooth. It isn't. New Life is part of life. And life can sometimes be tough on us. Life can disappoint us. People disappoint us. People make things difficult for us. Now, average people, when that happens, they quit. And when you quit, you've lost. Now, let me tell you that in my own experience, some of my biggest business, including the business that Pascal and Betty is part of, including my business in Uganda, which is also a big part of my business, that came 13 years after we joined the business. 13 years. In the Ugandan case, it's 10 levels away from me. Now imagine if after 12 years I said, there's a little bit, but it's not so much. Let me quit. Where would we have been today? Where would a lot of you been today? So you see a mistake new people often make is they expect too much too soon. They expect too much too soon, but not enough in the long term. See, this is a business for the future, for the long term. It's not just for the first 6 or 12 months or 24 months. Some people don't last beyond that, but the true power and value of this business unfolds over time. Sometimes people start and they grow very quickly. Sometimes people start and they move fairly well. Sometimes people like myself start and it's very slow. But this business, as long as you keep at it, something will happen. Something can happen. Something surprising. Another mistake new people make is they think all the people around them will join the business, and mostly that doesn't happen. Now, when you experience that, that's no reason to be disappointed and quit. That's just life. That's just how it is. You've got to grow. You've got to become more skilled. Your confidence has got to grow. And your immediate family and friends who know you very well might probably say, but what can you tell us about business? So the surprising thing is that all of us with big businesses will tell you that most of our businesses have come from people that we didn't know when we started. So never worry about who you know now. It's not who you know now. They're just sort of your training school. You practice on them. Some of them might start, but if they don't, they no problem. I'm just practicing. I'm learning to get better. Because what you need to do is accept responsibility for your own business. Your upline is there to support you. The company is there to support you in so many ways. But all that support will mean nothing if you don't make use of it, if you don't commit. And don't wait until you think you know the business and you think you're good. The only way you'll get good and better is to step out and start. See, Pascal has done a very wonderful presentation. But if you're new, you can't do a presentation like that. And you don't have to be able to do it. You don't have to be able to use PowerPoint to do a presentation. If you have people in other places that you want to expose to the business, you can use presentations by other people and Zoom it to them or let them look at it on YouTube or whatever. But, what I find is very often, and what I like to do is present the business to people on a one-on-one basis. Sit somewhere in a coffee shop or maybe at their home, which is sometimes not ideal because you can't control the environment. The TV might be on, the children might be noisy. But you can present this business very, very simply in 10 to 15 minutes, just using a piece of paper and a pen. Now, you say, how? Well, learn, try. You only will get good if you try. Don't be scared to go out and make mistakes. Rather go out and make mistakes than sit at home and do nothing because you fear making mistakes. You see, as you try, you learn, you get better. And sometimes if you do a presentation that's maybe not so wonderful, but you're talking to a really open-minded person, you might be surprised to get them to say yes, even although your presentation wasn't up to much. So my advice to you is, remember, if you want to go high in this business, the only place you can start is at the bottom, like all of us. And it might take longer or shorter for you to start moving up. But as you start moving up, New Life rewards you in so many ways. We've got the best paying marketing plan in all of the network marketing companies. And on top of that, there are a lot of incentives. Like a lot of people have just come back from Istanbul, as I indicated. A free holiday when you're a Sapphire Director World Team member, you qualify to attend. When you go a bit further in the business and you become a President's Team member, you go to such events twice a year. And in fact, while we were in Istanbul now, just as a President's Team member, we got 2 extra days, longer than the rest. And at an event like that, the company takes care of everything. You just have to make sure you get up and get dressed. For the rest, it's all organized. You stay in the best hotels, you eat at fun, exciting places that you normally would never go to, because mostly they're so exclusive and expensive that you just don't do that. So what I'm trying to say to you is, this is a business that you've got to grow into. And as you grow into it, it unfolds and opens up more and more benefits and opportunities. And you know, in the end, it's not just the money, it's not just the fun events, it's what happens inside of you. You see, achieving goals that you may have thought never possible, that's good. But achieving the goal is, there's more because of that. What happens inside of you because of achieving a goal, because of stepping up, is that your confidence grows. You building yourself in a sense. And that never stops. Year by year, as you grow in the business, you benefit on a very personal level. Just earlier, this or late afternoon, I delivered some products to a customer. She was busy cooking, so she sent out her son to fetch it. When I got home, she sent me a WhatsApp to say her son is so surprised at how young I look. And she asked, "Now, how old are you?" So I said, "Well, I'm 75." But, you know, that's one of the side benefits. These products have kept me healthy. It's kept me young, energy. My mind is young. You see, because your body goes where your mind goes. And most people, when they get to 70, 75, they're way downhill already. For me, life is just opening up more and more. There's a bright future. I look forward to doing more. Like next year, the World Team Holiday will be in Mauritius. If God spares me, that would be my third trip to Mauritius. We're waiting to hear where we're going in October. Last year it was Barcelona. Exciting things to look forward to. So this business doesn't just let you make money. It lets you live. It lets you come alive. And it gives you the opportunity to share life and hope with other people. And you know, that's probably the most rewarding thing of this business. To see people whose lives you've touched, directly or indirectly, grow up and benefit. See people's lives change. I will always refer back to Moses Nwabini in Uganda, who was dying of AIDS. The doctors had given up hope. And through our products, just 3-in and carotenoids, and just one of each a day, which blew my mind when I heard that. He started recovering, and today is completely healthy. He said to me, they can't even detect the virus in him anymore. He's got healthy children. You know, every time I see him, I almost get tears in my eyes to know that here's somebody who could have been dead a long time ago, who's alive because of New Life. He's alive because we said yes to the opportunity. I didn't introduce him to the products. I only met him afterwards. But indirectly, if we'd say no, Moses would have been dead. If we'd said no, many people who today are doing very well and living wonderful lives would still be where they were. Now, as a last thought, I want to just remind you that 5 years, 10 years from now, if we're still around, 5 years is going to come around, 10 years is going to come around. What if you don't use Neolife as you could or should? Where will you be 5 and 10 years from now if you basically stayed where you are, doing what you're doing? Now, some people say, well, 5 to 10 years, that's very far in the future. But if you're alive, you're going to get there. And through Neolife, you could be in a place that you today can't even begin to imagine. I promise you that. If you build this business with truthfulness, with honesty, caring about people, not looking at people for what they can do for you, but what you can do for them. How can I help a Moses Nwabini not die? How can I help people become world team and PT and go on trips like we've had before. Because that in the end is a reward that you can put no money value on. So Neolife is not just about the money. It's not just about the fun. It's about a better you. It's about a you that can have a deep inner satisfaction, knowing that what I'm doing is good. And the rewards I will have, not just in this life, but also in the afterlife for doing good, is just, well, it's too good to miss. So I want to encourage you, those of you who are new, get in, start going, make mistakes, just go. When you've done something and it hasn't worked, check with your upline, I did this, how should I have done it? And that's the way you learn. And those of you who've been in the business a little bit longer, and maybe you've slowed down a bit, get going. Get going. You're losing if you're slack. They say when you snooze, you lose. Get going. We have the most wonderful opportunity that ordinary people could hope to have. And let me add this. There will always be competitor companies coming along. And they all have one thing in common, two things. They all will tell you they're better than Neolife. And the second thing they all have in common is they mostly never last. Or if they last, they sort of fizzle out. You don't really hear from them. Neolife has got a history of more than 60 years, more than 50 in Africa, about 27 in East Africa. Why? Because it's a solid company. We're growing. And I want to impress on you, don't be misled by companies who come with promises of quick riches and giving you cars and all of that. That is just not possible. You've got to work for what you want. You've got to put in the effort to get the rewards. If people promise you quick riches, run away from them. So value Neolife. I promise you, I'm so thankful to God that we got Neolife coming into our lives. I honestly don't know where we would have been without Neolife. And I want you to one day to be able to say the same. So in sharing these few thoughts with you, Pascal, I hope it inspires some. I hope it gives a bit more understanding. And what I really hope is that all of you on this call will move up to director and beyond. It's possible. Others do it. Why not you? So thank you very much. And remains for me to say good night and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mike. It's really a pleasure to hear your story. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, think about this. 40 years in the business. Longevity in the business. It's really, really amazing. So I don't think I can add any more to what Mike has said. His testimony speaks for itself. Those of you who are guests, if you are one of the guests, if I was one of you of the guests yesterday, I would call the person who invited me to tell them I want to join the business yesterday. Because with such testimony, really, I don't know if there's anything more to add. Our company has taken full advantage of technology. If you want to build this business, if you want to order products, you can do it online. If you want to register new distributors and you want to build a team, you can do it online. The moment you register and you become a distributor, the company creates for you your own personalized website. It's called a back office where you can monitor and manage a business. You can see your business, your entire business, any day at any time you go onto that website. Training is done locally and internationally by online services. For example, this presentation. Delivery, the company contracts courier companies in each market they do business to deliver products to our customers. Payment is done by online. Payment is done by online or mobile transfer. Payment of commissions and bonuses is done by an electronic funds transfer or mobile money. So the company has taken time to take full advantage of technology to build and grow our business. One of the things the company does every year is to have conventions. I think Mike alluded to, it's called the Inuka Summit. Inuka Summit is a convention that distributors in every region meet to share success and recognize people who've done tremendous amount of work in the business over the period. This was a meeting in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, for the East African region. In Southern Africa, the summit is going to be on the 14th of October 2023. This was last year's convention in Pretoria. So if you're a guest, speak to the person who invited you. They'll show you, they'll give you an application form to fill. Your registration amount in South Africa, it's between 830 and 2,810. In Kenya, is between 8,000 and 10,000 shillings. In Nigeria, it's 24,500 or 31,500. In Tanzania, it's 153,000 or 190,000 Tanzania shillings. In Uganda, is 225,000 or 273,000 Uganda shillings. In the USA, is $75. In Togo, is 43,500 or 58,500 francs CFA. Italy is 64 euros. Ghana is 493 or 787 Ghanaian cedis. In Cameroon is 56,000 or 68,000 francs CFA. So this is what you need to get started in your business. Now, all of us have got 6 basic needs in life. And the question I'd like to put to you if you're a guest is, whatever you're doing now, will it satisfy all these 6 basic needs or come very close to satisfying these needs? Number 1 is a need for self-preservation. That simply means to maintain good health, to have physical health, to have mental stability. Second is the procreation and protection of a family. One of the things our business does is when you grow your business, you actually spend more time with your family than if you are not in the business. Number 3 is the search for God or meaning. This business gives you true meaning of what life is, because when you help other people, you begin to find meaning in life. Number 4 is a quest for financial freedom. If you really want financial freedom, if you work hard, you don't give up, you keep doing what you need to do, you gain financial freedom. Number 5 is desire to achieve goals and dreams. You will notice when you start this business, one of the things your success leader tells you to do is to have your own dreams, and then a longing for immortality. All these 6 things, ask yourself, what I'm doing now, will it help me to achieve the 6 things that is a basic needs of every human being? Remember, if you're a guest, success begins with a decision. If you don't make a decision and take steps, nothing will change. So success and change begins with a decision. Then you need to know what you want. What is your dream? What is it that you want, desire? What is it that you want to achieve that you've not been able to achieve because of whatever reason? Number 2, you need to find out what you need to know and do. That means you need to be teachable. Number 3, just sheer hard work, discipline, guts, persistence. Number 4, faith in yourself, faith in the company, faith in your life. I truly believe that in a sense, you don't need faith in this business because there are already examples of success in the business. What you need is belief. Belief that you can also become successful like the people whose stories, I mean, Mike's stories, you don't need, you already see an example of success in the business. What you need is belief in yourself. What is the next? Get back to the person who invited you. They will guide you how to get started. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. I thank Alan for hosting our meeting today, and Mike, thank you for the wonderful testimony. Good night and God bless.